Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today, I got another Reddit video for you. We are going to r/WWE. We're sorting by top. We're sorting by this week. We're gonna see what all you are chatting about, arguing about, and laughing about, and whatnot. Before we dive in, please make sure you subscribe, leave likes, leave your comments, turn the bell for notifications. Check out my Patreon for the Wrestling Match Watch-Along Club. Bunch of wrestling watch-alongs per week. It's a good time. It's a silly time. All right, with that said, let's dive into the first thing here. This is Dominic Mysterio showing up in AAA. Maybe I can show, some stills. Him taking out everyone in the ring, including Vikingo, holding up the AAA World title. This dude was on fire. When you watch this video, there's a massive pop. If you haven't seen the video, go look at it on Twitter. It's also right here on Reddit. Just go to this Reddit. He comes out in this mask. When he takes this mask off, the pop is nuts. And there's even a picture, like a really high quality picture you can see of him. I'll try to find it. That he's standing there with the titles, taking it all in, and the hairs on his arms are sticking up, and the caption's like, oh, he has goosebumps, whatever. This dude, I can't say enough things not enough good things about Dominic Mysterio. In such little time, how much he's improved, how much he's grown his character and improved his character, how much his in-ring mic skills, everything, connection to the audience has grown. It's unbelievable. This kid is the future of the industry. I have like pride for him. Like, I'm proud of Dominic for where he's gone, and the fact that he can go outside WWE. I know they're owned by WWE now, but he can go outside of your regular Monday Night Raw, do this, make a statement, and get involved with other stuff that's outside of the Judgment Day and outside of like currently what's going on. He can just be realized and appreciated as a massive star. It's really, really cool is my point. And with that said, give me Dom versus Vikingo. Give me Dom as the AAA champion. I'm so hyped. I really like the integrations WWE's been doing with AAA. Wish they do it a little more and kind of show a little more. I don't remember if this was on TV or not. Regardless, they should show it because it's crazy, dude. And you can just see the look on him. He's still in character and he's not like smiling or whatever, but he's just taking it all in. It's gotta mean something to you, you know? So hyped for him and his future. Let's go to the comments. All right, so this says, so does that mean he's medically cleared now? Asking for a friend. Granted, he did get medically cleared in the match. It's kind of an outdated comment. That person didn't watch Raw, but he must be super medically cleared and very healthy for his match against AJ if he's doing stuff like this. This one says, honestly, 3 years ago, did anyone see this for Dom? Dude has become a star. And this person under him is lying and saying, yes, I knew. I know things, and I know the right answer to everything all the time. Yeah, okay, Lance. But that's my point, is seeing where he was 3 years ago. And it takes people career-long years to get to the point where he is in terms of just skill and hype and admiration from the crowd. This whole video could be a Dominic Mysterio appreciation video, but for the sake of getting to other things, we'll move on. But shout out Dom. All right, so next one says, Travis Scott removed from WWE. Due to the WrestleMania incident not being a quick learner and follow, all plans for in-ring debut/future appearances have been scrapped. Yeah, I could have told you that. Now, I don't want to get into the ins and outs of it. I'm sure there's a lot I don't know. I'm curious, did WWE Unreal touch upon it? I haven't seen much. I'm going to watch it. I'm also going to do a video about it once I kind of watch the whole series. But regardless, I am curious what happened. It does kind of seem like a case of he thought he could come in with his name, half-ass it, and that's just not how things work. And you're going to get hurt, and it's dangerous, and they don't allow people to half-ass it. As not excited as I am for the Jelly Roll match at SummerSlam, word is he's been training his ass off, which I can at least appreciate it, and he seems ring ready. The reports are and the rumors that he's put the time in, which again, as much as I don't give a shit about the match, I can at least appreciate someone taking it seriously and wanting to do it, you know? I always say it as someone who got the chance to have a real life wrestling match. I would be hypocritical if I said that outside people, whether it's influencers, celebrities, or just people who got lucky with a podcast, couldn't, get in the ring and train and be ready for it. Sure, mine was on a different level, so like it's a little bit different, but in the general scheme of things, I can't sit here and fully 100% be here and be like, outsiders shouldn't. Granted, it is outsiders in the WWE, but like it's the sentiment and the whatever of it. You know what I mean? You probably don't know what I mean because that wasn't a sentence. Now, here's the thing. It seems like a lot of WWE people online don't really like Travis Scott's music. I like Travis Scott's music, not necessarily his new stuff. Days Before Rodeo is my favorite album of his, or it's that or Birds in the Trap Sing McKnight, and then regardless, number 2 or number 3, however that shakes out, is Rodeo. Then his kind of later stuff like Astroworld and whatever the new one's called, I forget, didn't super hit for me. Anyway, point being, as much as I'm not a fan of the Jelly Roll stuff, I'm mainly not a fan of it because I didn't really know who Jelly Roll was like maybe 8 months ago. I don't listen to his music. I'm not a fan of him. That's not to be misconstrued misconstrued as I don't like the guy or I don't like him. I just haven't listened to his music. I wouldn't class myself as a fan. I don't really know him at all. I would be lying if I said I wasn't at least a little bit curious to see a rapper that I've been listening to since like early high school get in the ring and see what happens, even if it's terrible, even if it's the worst thing in the world, which it probably would have been. Me, as someone who was at least a pretty big fan of Travis Scott back in the day, would have liked to see it. You know what I mean? So I can't be hypocritical of it. So I'm putting it on record now. Maybe that's a hot take. Don't know. Let's go to the comments. It says, I prayed for this in an app from Drew McIntyre. WWE was fucking stupid for even having him involved in the first place. So apparently it came out, we talked about it on the podcast, that there were original plans for WrestleMania 39. The original card came out, and Rey Mysterio was going to have, again, the celebrity spot, and that was going to be with Travis Scott. That fully, like, fine. Have a thing with Rey, do something silly in the mid-card, the who gives a shit match, right? Regardless of all of that I said about Travis Scott, it is still so asinine that he had such a prominent role in the main event of WrestleMania 41. Did I say 39? I'm looking at a poster of WrestleMania 39 right now. My friend got me a cool Rey gift. I'll show you. Hold on. Not what this video is about, but look how sick, dude. There's a piece of the ring. Isn't this crazy? My buddy got for me for my birthday. It's like one of the most thoughtful gifts I've ever got in my life. Anyway. Imagine if I just broke it. That would be sick. Sorry, J Sal. Anyway, but yeah, the fact that you had Travis Scott have any implication, a big implication in the result of that match and the John Cena farewell. It's like, what do you thinking? It's still mind-blowing to this day. And again, if he was just involved in any other thing, it would have been fine or whatever, but to be involved in the result of the main event, I'm just talking in circles, I know, without The Rock too, that's like the craziest thing. I don't know. It's a problem that happened in April. We are, I think, closer to WrestleMania 42 at this point than we are to WrestleMania 41, you know? Maybe, I don't know if that's true. April, May, June, July. Nope, not as we're 3 months away. It's not. that was just like so not true. Oh, anyway, it's all very stupid, and you know, if you're not about it, you're not about it. All right, next. All right, I did see this. It says, bro, quote, forgot his passport after being told he was going to take a pinned jelly roll next weekend. So Drew McIntyre put out a TikTok saying he's stuck in the UK, didn't have his passport. It says, Drew McIntyre stranded in the UK. Scottish Warrior revealed on social media that after attending a wedding with his wife in the UK, he wasn't allowed to board his flight back to the US. Why? Because he didn't have his US passport. Drew was then quoted by saying, they said, Drew, we know who you are, but we can't let you on this flight without your passport. I'm sure it's all legitimate. People are so on edge these days because like something can't happen without being like, no, that's not true. I'm not getting worked. It's happening with the Seth Rollins injury. It's happening with Drew's passport. Everyone's like, no, they planned it. Especially with now WWE Unreal coming out. It's like people don't want to be, you know, tricked by the puppet master, and they're trying to like, oh no, there's no strings on me. So then once Seth Rollins and or Drew McIntyre make an appearance at SummerSlam, I'm not saying they're gonna, because I believe all that stuff is legitimate in terms of the injuries and the passport, being gone. But if something like that happens, then people can be like, see, I told you, I didn't get worked. I knew all along. I'm the smartest person in the world. However, on the joking side of it, very funny to imagine a Drew McIntyre being like, I'm getting pinned by jelly roll. Hey, sweetie, can you throw my passport in the garbage disposal? I lost it. I can't make it to New Jersey. Sorry, WWE. Sorry, Jelly. Top comment says, this doesn't work for me, Hunter. Why isn't anyone even considering this being a work? See, that's what I'm saying. Next one, this is obviously a work, right? No way Drew didn't know he needed his passport. I mean, people are so on edge. It's so funny. Here we go. This is just kind of so I don't have to include it in post. This is the Dominic Mysterio Goosebumps picture I was talking about. Cool. This kind of worked out for me. That made my life easier. Also, sick watch. Looks great with a double belt. 2-strap Dom. Pretty sick. But yeah, his the hair is sticking up. Again, I encourage you to watch this because it is the reaction and the way Dom handled it and didn't get shaken and whatever. And you can tell he was still kind of fully feeling the moment and whatever. It's really, really cool. But yeah, this is the photo I was talking about. All right, so next one says, there's no reason why these three should still be in NXT by the end of this year. I agree. These three are main event stars. I'm mostly surprised about, I think, Trick and Ethan Page. I would have thought Ethan Page would have got the call up pretty fast just because he was on like AEW regular TV. And like, to me, if you're on AEW regular TV, like you don't need and probably shouldn't go to NXT unless, you know, they need to train something in you or whatever. Like I know Mariah May is in NXT. Mariah May should not be in NXT. Mariah May should have fully went from having the AEW World title, losing the AEW World title, then being a mainstay on the main show. I don't know why WWE has to bring these like established stars, bring them down to NXT and rebuild them up. You know, that could be off base on all that, but that's just my thinking. Also, there was rumors that like Ethan Page is going to be a member of Seth's faction back when everyone was speculating and pretending like they knew what was going to happen with the faction. They're like, Ethan Page is going to be into that, which would be cool. I'm not saying it wouldn't be cool. Trick Williams, I like that he has the TNA title and he's kind of doing the story there. Like, it's entertaining. It's incorporating the TNA partnership, but he for sure feels like he's graduated, at least like a little bit ago. Carmelo Hayes needs the feud. I would love for them to reignite that on the main roster. Obafemi, fully agree. He is a star. He is gonna run shit. But I do like him still holding down NXT. I feel like NXT's men's roster needs big stars still, which could be a reason for these three still there. But I like Oba just running shit and holding the title forever and then eventually graduating. Wow, 100%. He is more than ready for the main roster. I want him versus Gunther so bad, but I agree. And I think we'll see most, if not all of these guys on the main roster by the end of this year. So there's some comments. Top comment says, I hear you, but where would you fit them on the main roster? Who do you take out to put them in a spot? Well, I don't think you necessarily need to take anyone out to put someone in. But like I said, Obafemi versus Gunther, you can have any of these guys go for a mid-card title. Ethan Page will be a great IC and or US champion. Trick Williams as well. Maybe you can do some sort of tag team thing. Again, Trick and Carmelo can do something. Oba can just fight all. Oh my God, Oba versus Sheamus. Oh my God. So yeah, I don't know what. Yeah, throw him in there. Throw him in there. This one says if there isn't better shit to have them do on the main roster, I'd rather they do entertaining shit on NXT than be goobers on Raw. Again, that kind of goes to the point of I was saying to like Obafemi, where he is currently killing it in NXT, and I like the run he's on. There's no reason to stop that if it's still going well and he still has some stuff to get done there, right? Where someone like Trick, I do think they have graduated, but to this person's point, they are doing cool shit with the TNA title. So yeah, I agree with that. It says because the current roster is bloated in every male division already. I mean, that's just to say about every wrestling company. Every wrestling company has so many stars. There's so much talent in 2025. It's hard to not have a bloated roster. With that said, I'm pretty hopeful and I think they can find a spot for him, but that's just me. We're going back to some Travis Scott stuff. This says more info on Travis Scott and WWE. The tweet says Stevie Richards claims the only reason WWE featured Travis Scott so heavily is because TKO CEO Ari Emanuel promised his friend the spot as a quote favor, not because Scott earned it. Is his friend Travis Scott, or does he have like a mutual friend with Travis Scott? What does that mean? Like his friend wanted it. Like, was his buddy just like out for drinks, like, hey, can you get Travis Scott in wrestling? He was like, sure thing, pal. He said things only fell apart because Scott was too lazy and didn't even put in a sliver of effort. Yeah, I mean, you also probably shouldn't just like promise someone such a massive spot just on a favor for your buddy. I'm really curious who this friend is. The rumor, I'm not to relate all this to Jelly Roll, but that's the current celebrity. The thought process, or call it a rumor, whatever you want to say, maybe it's just Jimmy saying it, I don't know, is that maybe, The Rock is buddies with Jelly Roll, and The Rock, a part of TKO is hooking up Jelly Roll with this. I don't know. Take all this with a grain of salt, but I'm curious what the ins and outs details is, because this is kind of just saying nothing still. Top comment says, I think because wrestling is quote fake, a lot of celebrities assume it's going to be really easy and soon backtrack once they see just how much work actually goes into it. Even running the ropes hurts like hell until you get used to it, and even the simplest of bumps hurts and leaves bruises. Yeah, I fully agree. I mean, listen, not to just relate this to me, but when I took that first bump, I was like, oh my God, oh, this hurts. And now every time I talk to someone who's like, it's fake, whatever, my first thing that I can now very proudly say is like, hey, I did a little training. I took some bumps. I got body slammed 3 times. That shit hurts. It's not for everyone. So yeah, I can fully see celebrities want to do it. They take a bump and they're like, oh my God, I thought we were just like kind of, playing on the trampoline here. No, this is some serious shit. So, shout out Snooki. This comment says, just gonna throw this out there. Imagine the heat if at SummerSlam they announced Drew is still out of the country and Logan has a new mystery teammate, and all of a sudden, Fiend. You know what's funny about Fiend? It's like a meme at this point, and it's like, the Travis Scott thing or whatever. I'm pretty sure that's Playboy Cardi saying Fiend. Am I crazy? I'm gonna fact check that, but I'm almost positive that's Playboy Cardi's part that goes Fiend. So yeah, it is annoying at this point, but it is very funny that WWE fans who don't give a shit about rap instantly hear Fiend and hear it's a different voice from the choruses and don't give a shit enough to know that it's not Travis Scott. I don't know, it's a little nitpick thing for me. It's Playboy Cardi that's saying Fiend. So if you're just mad at Travis Scott for that hook, don't be mad at Travis Scott. Be mad at Playboy Cardi, I guess. Oh, this is wholesome. Look at this. Ray's response to Dom's post, #1 hater OMFG. So Dom posted the photo of him, at the AAA. This whole video has 2 topics in it. But says from Ray, shit, maybe you are the best Mysterio of all time. #not. All right, I didn't read the not part, part before I said it was wholesome, so I thought it was Ray giving him credit. But again, this is like him giving him credit and showing love in kayfabe by going not, but like in kayfabe or like out of kayfabe, whatever. To keep the kayfabe alive, that not is needed to put there. But they're both like, proud of you, son. Thanks, Dad. You know what I mean? It's cool. I love it. I love it. However, is he the best Mysterio alive? No. Ray still got that crown. Ray still got that crown, and he's not going to lose it. Dom's going to get close. Dom is going to sniff it. He's not touching my goat. I'm sorry, Dom. Top comment says, I fucking love how they keep kayfabe alive. Me too. Dom is especially great at it. I saw some interviews he did. He has done interviews outside of character, but I saw some interviews he does in character, and he sticks, even like when he's outside of character, not totally in character, he still at least sticks like the chicken tender thing. I hate my dad. Like my family sucks. He really sticks to it, and it's a lost art form. That's what's so cool about Dom, is I think growing up, and probably I'd imagine being trained and shown, no pun intended, the ropes by one of the greatest of all time in Rey Mysterio, he has a lot of old school stuff, especially being around Eddie, and a lot of his look, moveset, and I would say career, I think is an ode to Eddie. And it gives him this like classic old school wrestling feel and respect to the legends that I think a lot of people don't have. Not to say a lot of people don't have respect for legends. More so, I mean, like, he almost embodies the best parts of legends. Like, he embodies the best part of Lucha Legends. Oh, that's my alarm for my laundry. Oh, Jesus Christ. He embodies the best parts of, like, Rey Mysterio, Eddie, and, like, other people he grew up idolizing. And you can see a lot of history in him. And my point is, I think that's rare and that's special, and it's not something you see in everyone. Does that make any sense? I hope so. All right, so last one before I go turn over my laundry and fold my bed sheets. It says, name a WWE superstar currently active on the roster who is in the wrong era. It's a photo of Jacob Fatu. No, first of all, I think you should say what era you think he belonged to, but no, I think Jacob Fatu is absolutely in the right era. Sure, would he thrive in any era? Yeah, but no, I wouldn't say that he is out of place in this era. Yeah, it says Jacob Fatu is 100% in the right era. Yeah, 100%. Chelsea Green, she's doing great here, but she would have killed it in the Divas era. Okay, again, I don't think she's in the wrong era, but she would also be great in the Divas era. She's even gone on record by being like, I want to bring Total Divas back. I want to do this with like Maxine Dupree and, you know, whatever. I think the next one is also Maxine Dupree. So yeah, there are people that would thrive in the Divas era as well. You know, these are still names that are as well would thrive. You know, it's not totally they're in the wrong era. All right, this one says Gunther in the territories. I think that's a fair one. Again, someone that's thriving right now, but imagine Gunther back in the day, back in like the 60s, 70s, 80s. He would run shit. Give me Gunther versus Iron Sheik, Gunther versus, I don't know, all the legends. Gunther versus Bruno Sammartino, that'd be sick. LA Knight should be in the Attitude Era. That one's, well, I don't know, because he does often get criticized that he is just a copy of The Rock and Stone Cold, especially in their speech. So I don't know if he would thrive in the Attitude Era, because they'd be like, oh, you're just a knockoff. You'd get more comments about being a knockoff Stone Cold Rock. However, with all that said, that does mean he does kind of fit more in that era. So I get what you're saying. Omos, Golden, or New Gen, okay. McIntyre, Ruthless. I mean, he was kinda, I gotta get my Drew McIntyre timelines right, but in my head, he was at the tail end, right? Regardless, I get what you're saying is like right now, McIntyre, Ruthless. I get it. Maxine, Ruthless, fair. Gable, New Gen. Honestly, all fair. Those ones, I think that person put that very well. All right, folks, that's gonna do it. I am going to go do my laundry. While I'm doing that, please make sure you subscribe, leave your likes, leave your comments, turn on for notifications. Check out my Patreon for a bunch of wrestling match watch-alongs over there. We're having a good time watching a bunch of old SummerSlam stuff. You get it. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate the support. It means a lot. Go check out Stash Club stuff and the rest of the stuff you missed on this channel. With that said, I'll see you next time. Bye.